creepy farm. Things don't really seem right. And yeah, that's essentially it.
Do I get to make the dead body?
No, this one was already dead.
Then I'm bored.
Can't help but feel like we're dealing with the vampire for some reason.
Yeah, so let me tell you what I remember. I remember we were talking to somebody, and then I was asleep in the car. On the way back from Six Flags.
You missed quite a lot, buddy.
Me?
Both.
No, I had picked up the phone like at 10:30 and hopped back on with the guys, but I was in a car, and the car is the easiest way to put me to sleep. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and they're talking, and then all of a sudden, Necro!
Get away!
I didn't do it. Okay, what? Okay. And we're looking, and shit's fucked up, and I'm out of alcohol.
It's also really cold outside.
It's the Frost Imperium. I expect it to be cold.
And I forgot my pistol at home.
Everything's just a mess. Not to that point yet.
Blue.
Failure.
All right, so starting up.
It was really soft.
So everything's cold, everything's gone to hell, and we're all pretty much going dire.
Yep.
Oh, groovy.
Oh yeah, promise, since you didn't have a token set, I just gave you the Barbarian Goliath I had from Anthony's campaign. It's a placeholder. If you want, if you want to set another one, you can. Just
so pretty much maybe what my character really was.
You're really big, really burly. That's about it. And Toki, I couldn't get your token in. Mostly because I thought you were still here.
Token.
You'd be right here. Well, there.
Oh, I'm all the way over here, guys. Here I come. Yeah. Token.
All of a sudden, Azrael, you hear these loud footsteps and suddenly a massive body just slams into you.
I'm kind of currently trying to... Oh, okay.
Still can't see it.
That's a
the hell is that?
The body.
Holy shit, that looks like a re-dead.
But it's not.
I said it looks like a re-dead. Not that it is a re-dead.
Oh yeah, no. Fuck. What is the guy? Octavius?
Octavius. That's a way easier to pronounce than the other name.
Azrael? It's very easy. I call him Azazel, though. Mark. The fauna leashes don't age as quick. Their bodies don't age as quickly as humans, so they look younger than they actually are.
That's going to be an interesting predicament.
Six. In that picture, she's just sitting down.
Yeah, certain doors are going to be a problem. But
Doors have always been a problem unless they've been in the royal family house. It's just like, oh, this is nice and spacious. Everybody else's house, I got a duck.
No, even there, some of the doors are a bit low. But all right, let's get started. You're all looking at the body. His chest is essentially almost ripped open diagonally from left shoulder to right hip. Inside, you can see what remains of the rib cage. Any rib that the cut seems to go along has been shattered apart.
So did they sell any of the stuff up from up north?
Game over, man. Game over.
There's no blood. No.
Yeah, grow a backbone.
Anything, actually.
Just a body.
Better not be a xenomorph.
No. Organs, blood. The eyes are missing, too. All of you, well, who's actually going to investigate the body?
I'll investigate the body.
Okay, Promise, roll an investigation check.
All right, investigation. That's perfect. That's not too bad, actually. So, what do I see within the body?
Nothing much. Everything that you just saw from a surface level. He is holding the sickle still in his hand, and it seems to be gripped tightly. Matter of fact, when you try to pull it away, you're like, as the hand at the wrist is pulled off with the sickle and quickly crumbles to dust, leaving the skeletal hand behind, which quickly clatters to the wooden floor.
Okay.
Octavius, what's your passive? All right, roll an investigation check. You are trying not to puke at the moment, so you're a bit occupied.
My passive is a 16.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't find it. Okay. So, anyone else want to investigate the body, or?
Sure, I'd give it a try.
All right, roll investigation. Nope, nothing.
Can I feel so as I should ask if I could drop the sickle back down.
All right, you drop the sickle as it just clatters to the floor.
Like, what I meant by drop the sickle back down. Actually try to open up the body with the sickle a little more.
Okay, roll a dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
It's the thing! Run!
It's the fucking xenomorph.
Like,
Just roll a dexterity save.
I'm trying to pull up my character sheet, but nothing. Oh, because that's weird.
What?
I'm not sure what happened, but I originally had my character sheet up on the screen, but it seemed to have wanted to disappear on me.
There you go. 18?
No, like actually, you can't see it at all.
No, I just rolled it for you.
The window is gone.
Just restart and open your thing again. It happens. The thing disappears into the background.
Doing it right now. Sorry about that.
In silence.
So it's a dexterity save, right?
Yes. Dexterity save. As you go forward to start, as soon as your hand touches the body, you see this slight bit of movement out of the corner of your eye, sort of the lower portion of the body, specifically like the thigh regions. You manage to jerk your hand back just in time as these thin black vines quickly and almost supernaturally so leap, stretch up the body, and almost leap off the chest to try and grab your hand, entangle your hand, but they miss just barely.
Okay, could you repeat that? You're cutting in and out. Oh, bad.
Sorry. So as soon as you go to touch the body and as soon as one of your hands make contact to steady yourself to use the sickle, these thin black vines quickly move up from the thighs to the chest and try to entangle your hand, but you manage to pull it back just in time, and the vines flop downwards before slowly pulling back onto the body. See, if any of you had gotten an investigation of 18, you would have saw that.
Burn it with fire.
As you say that, actually, the vines begin to pulse with this sickly green energy, or glow, essentially, as the body slowly seems to almost age before your eyes, going from seeming to experience the effects of age and time far faster than they should. As the body skin slowly begins to turn more and more weathered and grayish before finally all that's left is a pile of bones, bleached white. The vines slowly sink into the floorboards, vanish.
Okay, that's definitely something you don't see every day.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
Was that a parasite of sorts?
You can roll a basic investigation check to try and remember.
Zazel, are you asking me? Because I don't know what the hell it is.
It definitely wasn't a parasite. Beyond that, no.
It looked real grabby there too.
Should we move on and investigate the rest of the barn?
You good?
I try to recall if I've heard of any beast or monster that anything that might even resemble that.
Roll a history check. This is memory.
History check, and
I take out my little black book and see if there's anything about this thing in my book.
23.
You got nothing.
So which cases?
You know what it's not, which is anything.
Yeah. It's not anything.
At least anything you know. And Delilah, in terms of you, there's nothing like this in the Black Book. Though the closest you get is something mentioning the occult. So, arcane in nature? You don't know.
In other words, a cult I technically would be a part of if I was a part of a cult.
Well, you don't know this because Delilah, did you tell them that it might be magic based?
Huh? No, I hadn't said anything. I was just looking at my book.
Yeah, no, in the book, the closest thing is a kind of slime that certain mages summon that quickly eats away at certain bodies. But that's by acid, not by aging, but it's the closest you can get. For amorphous, consumes bodies, makes them disappear.
She kind of stomps the ground. Didn't do a good ass job. There's still bones here.
Did you tell the rest of them that your results, or did you just suddenly stomp your foot and say it didn't do much good?
Instead of spreading the people out, so he's
I would have told Azazel.
Which probably would have told the rest of the group. All right. So yeah, the rest of you know, nobody's got any idea what the hell this thing is.
I say we burn with fire.
Sure. Roll an Arcana check.
Two?
The closest to this brings up memories you don't want to talk about. So yeah, you got nothing.
What are these yellow boxes?
Okay. Bundles of.
Hey, on my screen, they're just yellow fucking boxes, okay?
They're hay.
Yeah, that makes more sense than yellow boxes.
I have my scimitar and my shield out. Also.
All right, you have those out.
Here, little viney thing.
You get no response.
And I'm around the corner.
All right, there's a ladder right here going down to the lower levels.
How far is the lower levels? There's lower levels to this barn?
Yeah, you're on a balcony.
How did Dylan? I thought he was injured.
How the
About
fuck do we get on the balcony?
ladders. I just told you there are ladders.
Like cast or something?
No, how did? Oh, we came in and went. Okay, never mind. I'm tracking now. I thought we were somewhere else.
No, you're in a barn at the moment. There are 3 structures: house, shed, and what you're in is a barn.
Did you see what Amy did?
I mean, walked away in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
Well, have they searched the lower levels yet?
Yeah, all they found were a bunch of dead animal carcasses. Same condition as the boy.
Okay.
But as you come down, you find skeletons, not bodies.
Sorry. Ignore that. I was wiping something off my screen and happened to click on something.
But anyways,
All right.
the rest of you guys go downstairs again, or
Nothing on the other side.
there's all that's around here. On the sides are just miscellaneous stuff: sacks of flour and grain,
Oh yeah.
a few barrels of water, but beyond that, nothing. Oh, you go
I'm
outside
going
the
to
barn?
invest-
Yep.
I'm
Just
going
straight
to-
through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style. Oh yeah.
Okay, you thump into the... Okay, are you doing this from the first or second floor?
Second floor. Let's do it.
First, roll a strength check.
I enjoy how I'm still the only one like near the body right now.
Yeah, well, the skeleton now, but...
A body's a body, nevertheless.
Well, and you don't
So-
get advantage, so 5. Ezreal, as you get outside, you're a slight... as you look up and see that there's a slight creak in the wood on the second floor. And you hear this muffled...
What was that?
Delilah, you find yourself flat on your ass as you ran face first into a wall.
They seem to be making wood out of sturdier shit these days.
That you really didn't go at it that fast. She
So you
may or
mean
may not
like
have brain
broken-
damage.
Do you know how smart my character is?
Not very.
I have a -2. So let's not question anything she says.
She knows what she's doing.
Well, I'm just gonna.
Delilah, do you find your way out the door?
Eventually.
Yeah,
Also,
it takes a while, but eventually...
her personal traits is she will stare down a hellhound. She'd probably go at the wall again.
All right, roll another strength check, this time with disadvantage. Coordination slightly off. Okay, you make a solid dent, but still nothing. You also...
I'm going to. I'm going to go to the other side, where opposite direction.
You
as
also
everyone's
take 2
walking.
points of psychic damage, as you most definitely have a concussion now.
I can't hear you. You keep cutting out there, Brian.
2 points of psychic damage because you might have a concussion.
I'm moving the opposite direction everyone else was going.
Oh, you want to check the other side of the balcony?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, more of the same stuff. Just random assorted sacks, occasional barrels, nothing much.
I guess I'll make my way over to them eventually. Try to keep a more cautious eye out towards everything around me.
So we need the tool shed and the field now.
Yeah.
Would you like me to roll for anything?
No. Nothing of interest catches your eye.
So I'm actively trying to perceive if there's anything else in here.
You can if you want.
All right. Roll perception for the heck of it. Oh, probably see nothing out of the ordinary.
It's a barn.
It's a barn with a withered corpse and a slime creature, which I'm going to guess is a slime creature.
It's a barn. Got a lot of barn things.
Where did everyone go on the map?
Towards the shed.
I guess sorry, you're saying?
They all moved by the shed.
All right. Boom. Peekaboo. Is anybody home?
Okay. Shed stands at about 20 feet tall. It has an iron door that's locked. So, yeah.
The door's locked, or is there something in there that's locked?
Door's locked.
Huh. What's the door made out of?
Iron.
Any lock pickers?
What's the area around the door made
What's
out of?
the lock look like?
It must be internal. All you see is a small keyhole underneath.
You said the door was 20 feet tall.
No, the door's. The building is 20 feet tall. The door is about. It's about 6 feet wide, actually.
So you would reasonably say I can reach all of the hinges.
You could, but you'd be going with a disadvantage because you're stretching.
You said it was 6 feet tall.
6 feet wide.
6 feet.
6 feet wide, about 7 feet tall.
Did you magically learn how to pick locks anytime soon?
But can I get this? What's the building made out of, though?
Stone.
Go for it, Mr. Magic fingers.
Let's get it.
Yeah, that'd be sleight of hand. You jiggle the dagger around a bit. Nothing.
Okay. My turn. I take a couple bottles of acid out of my alchemist tools, and I start going to work on the lock and the hinges.
Right? Roll a sleight of hand check. What are you trying to accomplish here?
To
I
melt the lock and the hinges so it's easier to kick in.
Right? The lock melts. The hinges don't.
may I try something?
Sure.
I ask everyone for charging at the door, which I believe would be strength, right?
Yeah. Straight strength check.
Up.
Ears on. As the door doesn't seem to budge.
Can I take a look around the shed? If there's any windows?
Sure. No windows.
Anywhere?
Nope. Octavius, what's your perception? Or passive? At this point, you notice that when Delilah melted the lock, it unlocked the door. It swings outward, and then you walk in, yeah.
I walk.
Pretty much. You way overcomplicated it.
Well,
That's
nobody
fine.
checked the door after I poured the acid into it. They just ran into it.
Well, I was trying to give it a quick budge in this case.
But, so yeah. Inside, it has several pieces of farming equipment, plows, hose, things like that, things of that nature.
I find a scythe.
There is no scythe.
But there's farm equipment.
Yeah, no, there was a scythe. It's gone.
Is there shovels in this place?
Is there a sling blade in here?
None that you can find.
Shovel.
Well, this room bores me.
I question why they would need a big 20-foot shack versus some tools.
It's a farm. They got plows and stuff. They don't want you to steal it.
Most of that stuff can be stored. In a small little shack. You don't need something 20 feet tall to store those equipment. Too smart or something.
You could try searching the place.
Right. I will do a investigation.
All right, roll investigation.
Or would that be investigation or or perception. Yep. I'll do investigation. That's better. All right. If it would work, that'd be great.
Here, sticky, 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 stick. Here, sticky, 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 sticks.
Okay. Azrael, you search the shed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Towards the back, you find a trapdoor covered underneath some other equipment. You find it's unlocked.
Guys, I think I found an entrance.
Now, my question is, even with my heightened sense, do I hear that?
Yeah, you would have heard.
Ooh.
No, I have definitely would have heard still being inside the building with them.
It's unlocked.
Yup.
Okay, excuse me, and I slang the thing open.
So who's going to go down first?
Dibs, and she jumps down.
Okay, you plunge into complete darkness. No, it's not. It's a short fall, about 10, 15 feet. She rolls, but she's in complete darkness, the only light being the light from the opening. And that's pretty dim, too.
Okay.
Is there any torches or anything nearby?
I use my I shout really, really, really loud to use my echolocation.
Okay. Due to the close proximity, it only works half as well as it should, as all the constant pinging screws with you.
Yeah, great. This is a very small space down here.
I head down with the ladder.
All right. You hop down, and for the most part, you see perfectly fine.
I'll scavenge through my backpack and light up a torch.
Why the hell do they have all these tunnels?
It's just one tunnel.
Look, man, she doesn't know how many tunnels there is. She's just assuming there's more. Is the tunnel blocked?
No. Well, as far as the echolocation knew, probably.
I go down here, but actually use the ladder.
I'm following the light.
All right, you follow the light. Azrael, eventually you come to what is essentially the cellar underneath the house. Octavius, you're human, right? Roll a dexterity save.
Oh, found another corpse.
You trip.
Well, the Goliath doesn't have dark vision
You just
either.
like trip and stumble. Promise, you're walking forward when you bump into a much smaller form, but given the fact that only one other person in the group you're with at the moment is as taller than you, you don't know who it is.
Can I back
Considering
away?
the fact that you didn't get punched, it's probably one of the smaller two.
Oh yeah. Are they like on the ground right now?
They're about midriff level.
What level?
Their heads around the midriff area. You don't have dark vision either, so you can just barely make out an outline of the person. It is a guy, though. You can tell that much.
I reach my hands out and to feel Twinkle Toes. Is that you?
Octavius, you suddenly feel a very large hand on the back of your head. Yeah, roll a wisdom save.
There is a torch right nearby.
Torchlight radiates out 30 feet, actual bright light, and then another 10 feet of dim light.
Yeah, no, at the moment you guys were in dim light beforehand, but now you're in bright light. Yeah, so Azrael, you come in, and Delilah, you see Octavius freaking the fuck out, while Prominent is kind of just gripping his skull.
Well, if you're gonna shut him up, crush his head already.
That'd be too boring. I'd say as I let go of his skull.
What did you trip on?
It was a
Why
small
don't
pebble.
you look down?
Pebble.
This is getting ridiculous.
Do you guys go back towards the cellar?
Yep.
All right. So, the cellar has several barrels of what you can only assume, Azrael, are preserved foods, sorted into the two further corners from the entrance to you. There are also several cloth sacks of food, of grains, and what you can only assume are wheat.
Food.
Delilah, you don't see any of that stuff because torchlight doesn't go that far.
But I could smell it.
You smell preservation materials, i.e., salt and possibly some oils, and grain.
So
The salt smell's coming from this corner, right?
True.
I've been around these odd people that know they like to put stuff in salts.
Yeah.
So
You rush to the corner, and right as you get to where you think one of the barrels is, you hear. You look down, you probably stepped in something.
Oh, that isn't good.
The rest of you did hear an audible crunch as Delilah rushed off into the darkness. Azrael, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I see pentagrams
8.
and worms. everywhere.
You actually don't see where Delilah ran off to. All you heard was the crunch.
Do I recognize anything around here? I just feel so I have to ask that every time.
Nope.
Nope. No herbs or anything like that.
No herbs. Just
wheat.
All right.
Wheat.
Oh.
Delilah, roll a dexterity check with disadvantage. Or dexterity save with disadvantage. Ooh. You feel this wet, slimy feeling on your leg before it immediately starts going numb.
I think I found our little stick, friend.
Make a Constitution save. You managed to
2 gnats in a row. Let's go.
pull yourself together, and luckily, you don't suffer any ill effects. But your leg still feels numb. And you feel them slowly inching upwards.
Hey, none of that.
It still moves upwards. You guys just hear random. Okay, you slap your own leg. The feeling's still, the numbness is still there.
Our first player death.
Ezreal, do you just rush forward with the torch, or?
Yeah.
All right. You walk up and see Delilah surrounded. You'll be over there. Ezreal, you rush up and see Delilah is surrounded by several barrels of what you can only assume are meats. And with her foot firmly planted in a corpse. And crawling up said leg are the same black web-like vines that are slowly inching their way up her leg.
I feel so this would be a good time for a spell.
Well, cut them off, burn it off. A lot of things we could do.
I don't think that's smart.
What, burn them?
Try to knock them off with this good shaking.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Where are you casting it?
I'm casting it. It's a. I just get super cool. Close enough to actually.
Sorry,
before I cast it, I'm just
leg.
saying the spell and kind of just doing the action that's necessary. Doesn't ever actually give a proper action to it.
So, do everybody need to do that? Deck save?
Yeah, everybody needs to do a deck save.
Good, something I am shit at. Let's do it.
It's better than a 7.
I fall over into the corpse. Woohoo!
No, actually, you fall into one of the barrels. Smash into it. And cause several dozen pounds of preserved meats to tumble out.
Are they?
The tendrils immediately jump to.
No, my meat, damn it!
And before you can even react, the meat's shriveled up and turned to ash.
You see one lone tear go down her face.
The tendrils then quickly back into the body. And the other body starts rapidly decomposing till it's a skeleton.
Before it turned to a skeleton, what was the gender?
Roll investigation. I think it's female.
Could Could be the mother.
I was kind of worried it'd be for another reason.
Remember
You
that?
know the body's female, you just don't know whether it's the mother or the daughter.
But
Before
then,
you can even react, it's skeleton.
but then the daughter had a rendezvous with a certain farm boy.
Yeah, but
That's
sure, you can make that check.
but before that, what happened to
Oh
the?
no, you'd actually know that in game too, as you're fairly well acquainted with the female anatomy. It has not. Yeah, thing is, it's also missing an arm. Well, the skeleton now is missing an arm. The left arm, specifically. Azrael, it's at this point you notice there are large blood stains spattered across the ground, leading up to the corpse.
Oh,
I tried to cut her arm off to get away from it. Didn't work, looks like.
where did the parasite or tentacle go?
I don't know, but it makes you feel numb. So if you go numb,
There were some heavy ass boots.
question, what do my boots look like?
Thought you would be barefoot.
No, I wear boots around the frosted period because it's cold.
Anyways,
All the trail of blood.
it leads to the cellar door right here. There's a small staircase that's covered in blood, and the door has what appears to be a bar of wood shoved in it, kind of haphazardly, almost like someone did it without an arm.
Bye-bye, wood. Yeah,
You pull it out.
might as well.
Yeah, I'm backing up.
All right, Delilah, you easily pull out the wooden bar that's blocking the doors from being opened.
Sorry, plug my phone in real quick. I guess I follow after.
All right, you guys wind up outside the house.
Well, that was fucking eventful.
I say we light up. I say we set fire to this place and leave.
Yeah, we
What
said
what is with y'all and wanting to set things on fire?
if there's parasites, plagues, etc., best to set it on fire before it spreads.
She smiles. You know I like lightning. Lightning is so much more fun.
Yeah, but it doesn't burn. Doesn't destroy everything.
And if you catch a spark,
Yeah, it can, but it's still fire is the only thing destroying it, not the lightning itself.
Lightning is over what? I will look it up because I used to know that fact.
So do I. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but it won't start a fire if not put to something flammable.
which there's a ton of hay in the farm.
But before we set it,
The farm or the barn, because both are technically true.
well, before we set things on fire, let's go exploring the crop fields. Come on, what could be? What's the worst could happen? We'll just find some children there.
Someone could lose a leg. Someone could lose an arm.
Okay, you
Anything that
guys
would
head
make a
down the path.
Japanese.
The field itself is, and it's almost at dusk at this point. So it's getting fairly dark.
Actually, where does the blood trail go?
Blood trail leads from the field. You weren't looking for it.
I pull out my mace. And
all right. The rest of you see
my mace and shield.
Promuth pull out this, what essentially seems to be a mace made of stone and a wooden stone shield.
A wooden stone shield?
All right.
Oh, but the temperature of a lightning bolt is 30,000 Kelvin.
I don't know, where did you probably set the whole field on fire so we don't have to fight anything?
What magic items? But then again, I'm always cursed with the cursed items.
I can't rack up my kill count if we burn things to the ground.
Technically,
Well,
we're
if
still
you would kill anything in. So,
I've had my shield. I've had my shield out. I've put my scimitar up to move stiff, but my shield has been out this entire time. I will shield bash things to death.
Octavius, you only have a rapier? Just one-handed, right?
Confidence.
I'll give you a torch.
He's a magic thrower. He throws magic.
Well then.
You can play your trumpet one-handed?
Technically you could.
Hey, it lives.
Then I'm the only person with a light source.
But it's light outside.
Getting dark.
Well, these are nice wide open spaces. My echolocation should work real well out here.
Or they could completely and utterly fail.
And as you're doing it, you eventually come up to a gate. And a fence. The fence is about 4 feet high and surrounds the entire field. Made of wood.
Oh, these members
only
guys are cool.
Rather gates locked.
About a quarter of the field has crops on it.
So, who's going to go first?
The crops themselves are withered and gray, though they still stand ramrod straight. The crops themselves stand about 7 feet tall, so you can't see inside.
So I'm guessing wherever they dug up is out there.
Does a trail of blood go towards all those crops?
All right.
Okay. You know what would be real helpful here? A sling blade. But I guess I'll use my scimitar instead.
Kid. You know, can I walk back to the house and do something?
Sure, Promise, you can.
I walk back to the house, to the front door of the house itself, and try to pull off the door.
We're gonna use it as a shield.
All right. What did you use the
He's
scimitar
blowing
on?
a rainer.
Hey,
I'm
Promise,
cutting.
what are you doing?
I'm cutting the stalks down.
Okay, so everything that you're currently in is empty. The black box represents where all the crops are currently.
Ah.
So, Promise, what are you doing?
I'm pulling off the door.
All right. You pull off the door. You now have one wooden door on your person.
He is
and
rainer.
I walk back to the group.
All right.
It's like, and actually try to get behind the guy currently wildly swinging around his scimitar with the door in front of me.
So, Delilah, the moment you get there, hear this, and make a strength saving throw.
Son of a bitch!
As this murder of ravens comes surging out.
Fuck you, Ravens. It's awesome.
So we're all doing strength save, or
No, anybody that actually tries to enter the crops does. Or in Delilah's case, tries to harm them. You get started chopping them down, and the first row you do, you're greeted by these numerous sets of eyes that immediately rush outwards. You manage to sustain it, but you get pushed. Into Octavius as the crows move you 10 feet backwards before returning to the crops.
Where's the trail of blood right now?
Trail of blood exits right about here and trails towards the gate.
Take a look around.
Mr. Light Source, why do you leave me?
Yeah. Azrael, you do realize everybody but you is nearly blind at the moment, right?
Well, I don't know.
No, you know Delilah's blind without you at the moment.
I'm just really good. Mike is running out shirtless in the cold.
Yeah, Promise, you're currently shirtless with a door. Octavius, you look up at him. You feel a strange sense of familiarity. Yeah, it passes.
Because I was the only one smart enough to get something to cover most of my body.
I have a shield.
So what are you gonna
Get a
plan?
power shield. I'm gonna try to enter. I'm gonna keep walking forward like an idiot. To the black thing. Did y'all hear what I
Promise,
said?
you try entering?
I try entering.
Are you trying to defend yourself
with
with the door?
With the door like what in front of me.
All right, roll a strength saving throw.
Advantage or disadvantage?
The regular, just roll a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. All right. 12. I get pushed back like 30 feet, don't I?
You take.
Is there anything magical about this place? Or the crows, I would say?
You haven't been able to check.
I take one thing of damage.
You take one thing of damage and get pushed back 15 feet as you're. As several crows have impaled themselves on the door. But several have swept around the door and started and like cut into your skin with their beaks before swooping back around and into it. Any crow that's or any raven, I should say, that's impaled itself on the door, like just is flapping wildly but can't seem to get itself out.
Are they undead?
You can check.
Investigation?
Yeah, roll investigation. All right. You got, well, they're not dead, but their eyes are bright green.
I try letting them go free.
All right, you do, and they immediately return to the crops.
Yep. I can't help but think fire would be nice now. Burn as hard things to the ground.
Do you guys know any reason why ravens will have bright green eyes?
Don't you have bright green eyes when you sleep?
I'm going to do a history. Can I do a history check if I've ever heard of anything like that in the tavern or anything?
Sure, all history.
I'm rolling history. How did I do? Oh, God damn it. I have not heard anything. In fact, I probably lost a few memories, haven't I?
Hey, no.
These crops look weird.
Magical sense.
Okay.
This definitely seems like some form of possession or summoning, one of the two. You know, ravens aren't usually this aggressive.
Ooh, I thought of an idea. Twinkle Toes, why don't you run in, try to enter it on one side, and the rest of us will enter it on another side. See if we can't draw the crows away while you try to enter. I'm referring to Octavius, by the way, when I say Twinkle Toes.
Hang.
So
two strong people go charge it in at two different.
okay. So I'll take a dash action to rush, and just before I reach just outside, I'll leap as far as I can, since I have double the leap in movement.
Double jump.
Double jump, which never understood how that worked. Give me a second, I'll be back.
More like I jump good.
All right, so what's happening?
So the big guy is rushing the corn, and the tall chick is rushing and then leaping into the corn.
Okay.
Because, I jump
Both
good.
of you make strength saving throws. Delilah, with disadvantage because you're in the air and can't really stand your ground. The moment your air trajectory gets close to getting over the crops, the ravens burst upwards and start slicing into you. You take 3 points of piercing damage. And you're moved 15 feet back, falling flat on your ass. Promise. Strength saving. So, yeah, Promise, roll strength saving throw as well.
We lost contact.
Oh, sorry.
So then, what are we gonna do?
She picks you up.
Sorry, I disappeared like that. What exactly did I miss?
Because of the crows.
So, Octavius, you see there's a drop off in the crops right about here. There's like a small area that seems to have been devoid of crops, or the crops have been flattened down. But all throughout, you see these tiny green dots.
Hey, I gotta go. Sorry.
Oh, what happened?
I'm being called away because my little sister needs something to make some stupid meal.
Okay. You be back soon, or
Sorry about that. I don't know. That's the problem.
I'll just take over then.
All right. Do what you need to do.
Okay. So, yeah,
Thank you.
Octavius, you see pretty much the entire crops are infested with ravens, and there's a small area that seems to be flattened down.
Well, I don't have any fire.
You both sort of had that sitcom moment as you slowly look to Azrael and the torch in his hand.
And he's standing right in front of the crops field.
Azrael, you look with your one eye, it's like, eh?
Huh?
Before the moment of realization kind of dawns on you on what they want you to do.
Are you sure? I could throw Octavius in there and see what happens.
Throw him with the torch.
How much do you weigh? The fuck? You're a fat ass.
Or very muscular.
It's the former. It's the latter, not the former.
Just throw the torch.
Okay, bottom line, are you throwing the torch or not?
Yes. From over here.
I threw whatever.
I threw a torch.
Anyways, so you throw the torch, and crops start burning pretty fast as the fire quickly leaps from crop to crop. Spooks the ravens to high hell. Also, as some thing comes rushing out of it, covered in fire. This tall, black and green figure. It's definitely a scarecrow, but the wood's this almost just endless black with these greenish veins coursing throughout. The two eyes are where the eye hole should be. There are two bright green embers, and it just gives this shrill scream. Everybody roll initiative.
Hey, I'm not last.
Someone say you're almost first.
Or I could be in the middle.
All right. So first up is Promise. He's going to run forward and try to smack it with the mace.
Two.
He misses. Anyways, next up, Azriel.
As I forgot my pistols.
Oh yeah, and dark vision is no longer an issue for any of you as there is a massive fire burning in the background, providing somewhat dramatic lighting.
Peekaboo. Delilah sees you.
That hits.
Very weak guy doing melee.
All right. It. You. You slash into it, but you don't seem to hit it as hard as you should have. So at this point, Delilah, that you see the world goes dark. The fire dims. These two eyes, these two dots of greenish black light fixate on you. Roll a wisdom saving throw. You are frightened as a sudden fear of death
It's a scarecrow.
as a sudden fear of death rolls over you. Azrael then turns to you. Its left arm seems to stretch. The fingers elongate as then it strikes at you once.
Oh, that hits.
15 hit.
Yep.
Take 9 points of damage
Fuck. I got half my health.
as it makes these 3 vertical marks on you. Not a tiefling.
He's a warlock.
Something of no, not a warlock either. Well, yeah, that, but
And there goes half my health.
Why didn't you just go and get attacked by the crows and catch them on fire that way?
But
That's what hellish rebuke is.
it's actually at this point, guys, notice the ravens, which were on fire, have somehow managed to put themselves out and are slowly coming back in and circling you all. Oh yeah, no, they're burning strong.
Doesn't it make the target immune to being frightened?
right. Sorry, I was looking at the Raven Storm, but what was your question? One sec. It would make her immune to it the next turn, but until now, but for now, no. So, Delilah, well, do you even cast it? Okay, yeah, no. Currently, there is a massive swarm of ravens around you.
What did you skip his turn for?
I was making sure it was all set up, but yeah. Anyways.
Always run it. The force is force.
What do you... Yeah, okay, and what spell are you casting through it? Okay, so who are you targeting?
Delilah.
All right, Delilah. Oh. Oh, okay, so yeah. Delilah, you are inspired. Much good as it does, yeah? And Octavius, you feel this swell of hurricane-infused courage and vitality suddenly rush into your body. And all right, Delilah, you're up.
So what are the stipulations of frightened?
Frightened. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
I use a bonus action to activate my blood right.
Okay, what does that do?
My sword now does lightning damage.
Ah, yes, and doesn't that... Can't remember if that does damage. Okay. Yeah, you take 1 point of damage.
And I hold my action until that thing moves closer. All the while just getting more pissed and pissed for some reason I can't move.
Yeah, well, it's more like scared and scared, but you close. Promise
She's too
up.
stupid to know the difference between scared and her body
No,
not
in this
working the
case
way
she
of-
does. It's arcanely infused. So it manages to pierce through it. Promise up. He's going to try swinging at it with the mace.
Contract says looking overall.
And he's swinging.
All right, so he does a good bit of damage. Next up.
I don't know if I should disengage or risk getting hit. I'll disengage. Run away like a little bitch. That's all I can do.
Okay, so you disengage and move out.
Yeah.
Okay. Scarecrow holds its turn. Delilah, you're free of movement now. But it does turn towards you guys. Octavius, you're up.
It was Sheriff Willoughby, wasn't it?
Okay.
Oh, fuck you too.
Is this essentially you just like giving it an arcane middle finger? Delilah, what do you do?
Oh, we let him stay home from school.
Okay. So the moment you move into range, it's gonna stop holding its action. This greenish energy is gonna crackle all over its body. Screams into the air, and every raven dive bombs you and Promuth. Before you can even attack, roll dexterity save with disadvantage. So each of you take 5 points. Each of you takes 6 points of damage and does not get pinned, but it wastes your action.
Of course it does.
The upside, the Ravens are all dead. Promise up. That hits. At this point, it looks pretty rough. Part of it's
Right now?
Hello.
yeah, I'm still here. So yeah, at this point he's looking pretty rough. What should be his chest is pretty cracked up. One of its arms is bent at an awkward angle, and fire's still kinda still smoldering on it a bit. It gives out a shaky as its eyes seem to sweep over everybody in the vicinity.
And I'm not going out of it because you were there, drunk on the couch.
But yeah, so Azrael, your turn.
My weakened body as it ebbs away, and you tend to it, are your final and lasting memories, babe. You don't have that.
I'll do Eldritch
Final
Blast
memories
on it.
will be us at the
And fucking miss it.
That was the best, Dan.
Down.
He's running like hell.
Smile on this
11 hits, and it takes
best day of my
Oh,
life.
4 points of damage.
Run away.
That's all you're doing?
Yeah. And second wind, which for 4 HP.
Delilah? It's slashing into you. Well, first it's going to stare you. Well, no, it's not actually going to do that. It's just going to go full in on claw.
What?
So 10 or 5 didn't hit, huh?
Nope.
Okay. That's its turn. Octavius, you're up. All right. Roll an attack. That hits. Roll damage.
And does have damage.
Okay.
I know
Delilah, you're up.
the best thing. The only thing on that man's memory.
Misses.
Yep. Oh, God.
He threw him out the window.
So, you miss.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Promise. Tried and true method. Hits. 9. Promise got the killing blow. This is essentially a situation where I'm punching myself. So,
How are you gonna end this?
Promise, having discarded the door and it actually burning down, takes the mace and drives it through what should be the head, scattering it immediately. The scarecrow's arms slump to its side, falls to the ground, and then slowly starts leaking back into the crops. The body dissolving into a liquid and coming back in. At this point, crops started to.
How about you, sweetheart? You know who threw that can? No, I didn't really.
And eventually, the fires settle down. You guys go back inside the crops at this point. Everything lying dead.
Yeah.
You really want to see my documentation book? Yeah, see his stuff. Show it to you. None of you cracker motherfuckers got no work to do?
Isn't that racist?
As you guys step closer, Azrael, you might actually want to step back. For in that clearing, a black and green crystalline sphere is rooted itself in the ground. And the green and those two bodies, there are two bodies lying right outside of its range. Greenish black tendrils, much thicker than the ones before, arc out and pierce into the bodies through the ground. The tendrils slowly pulse. This green light as it arcs, as it slowly moves into the sphere. And when it meets the sphere, it starts being absorbed back in. The sphere itself then glows before fading, and the slow cycle repeats. With every pulse, the bodies get slightly more decayed. Do the rest of you come in and see this?
Touch.
Azrael, roll a wisdom save.
Average.
Your vision darkens slightly as you look upon the sphere. Your vision clears back up. You look at the same sphere.
Why is every being always so hungry for something? Shit. Come again? Not that I know of. Can't you say it's always feeding on something? Pretty colors. I always love jewels, especially crystals.
What are you trying to do?
So what should we do with this now? Destroy it? Touch it?
So is anybody trying to touch it? Roll a Constitution save the moment you touch it.
Well, surely this is the perfect ending for you, isn't it? It's proof that they were successful. Those billboards of yours, isn't it? A dead policeman? Are you blaming this on me? No. I'm not blaming this on you. I just to give you the letter.
Your hand, as soon as it touches it,
So I better not.
sinks into it.
I'm not quite sure what you're
Trying to pull it out. Nope. Oh crap! It's stuck.
what to do. Thank you, husband.
All right. That's 10 minutes, right? Okay. So, rest of you.
Can I-
Watch. Ezreal, you get the faintest idea that maybe it's not a good idea his hand's stuck in it.
Dear Mildred, dead man Willoughby here.
Can I do an Arcana to remember what it is? To know what it is or not?
You can try. Roll at disadvantage.
It would break my heart to think you thought I didn't care, as I did care. There are just some cases.
It's a sphere.
Never catch a break. Then 5 years down the line, some guy hears some other guy brag
Attempt to pull him out.
or jail cell. The whole thing is wrapped up.
Ooh.
But, so yeah. You trying to pull him out?
Yeah.
All right. Managed to.
I hope they do not kill you.
Octavius? There's slight burns on your hand.
Well, somebody send their goddamn money down to talk to goddamn police.
Anyways. Octavius.
Say what?
Yeah, you were. Nothing.
They gonna listen to some guy's mother.
It's magic. Just not any magic anybody knows of. Though you did get one thing.
I don't know what the compensation scheme is before you throw a guy out the window, Mom. Guess you should have looked into that.
In the back of your head, right as it finished, the moment your hand slipped free when Israel, in a burst of strength, unusual of him, pulled you free.
Where you go? Hope to see you, fancy woman.
I don't got a fancy woman.
Yeah. I know.
They're always hungry.
Wood's always hungry.
What are you trying to do?
Shouldn't I call the fire department? Fuck the fire department. They probably started it. Don't do anything stupid.
Okay. Every time you do, the sphere itself starts vibrating, shaking. Then, before you know it, it just stops. The tendrils, though, they don't stop shaking. Eventually, there's this the tendrils themselves shatter. The bodies, basically skeletons, dissolve.
Robbie!
Yeah, sorry, my parents had the volume pretty up. Point being, the bodies dissolve. It goes dark for a second before it starts trembling a lot. Then rises. No, it doesn't rise. It more just... The sphere's top seems to almost break and... No, this amorphous blob starts rising out of the crystal. And then forms this almost humanoid-like shape, at least the upper body of it. Who's closest to it? Well, it'd probably be you. It reaches a hand that slowly starts stretching before it flops over. For all the gel just starts dissolving away. After you say that, the sphere itself starts vibrating. It's gone. It's gone. It was there 1 second. Now it's not.
Huh.
No.
Oh.
You got rid of it.
I forget, are we getting paid for this?
Nope. Unlikely. Anything left behind?
Was that an ooblex?
As far as you know, you don't know if you're getting paid. Promise rings in. She did tell us to tell her what was going on too. So,
Out of character, was that an ooblex?
No.
No. Well, not just loot, clues, anything.
You don't find a goddamn thing.
I went blind.
Rather, it's a problem of depth perception for you.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
What you want to say, Mark? Not even close. Actually, roll a history check with disadvantage. You know of the planar rifts. Hell, you and your traveling companions every once in a while
Sorry about that. There's something I wanted to say to you that I
Start-
never really said when I was alive.
would occasionally open up. Hell, you and your friends and companions even watched some occasionally. You think something like that could have brought one of them here.
You're a decent man.
But
I know you don't think I think
beyond that,
do, dipshit.
ugh. Looked almost like oil. Looked like oil.
I don't think you're ever going to become what I know you want to become.
One more scan. I don't want to leave empty-handed.
I got a barrel of meat.
Then they're all gone eaten by the damn worms or the damn tentacles. And we're walking. And we're walking. Sorry, night.
Right. You guys want to head back to town?
Yes.
Right. You all start making your way back to the road. Scenery doesn't change. Yeah, no. No, that's just me. I haven't changed the map yet. So, guys, slowly make your way back to town. It's a few hours. You guys would actually want to rest somewhere, or? All right. You guys walk back to the inn. just sort of collapse there. Next morning comes around.
Is your boyfriend or girlfriend? Early stages. All right.
You guys wake up, start moving. Octavius, you take
Did they?
a very, very long bath.
Yeah, I know what to do with you.
No, but
Fuck you neither. I guess.
Backstory.
anyways, guys managed to. Well, you feel pretty disgusted by what you went through. You just need a bath. Azrael, Brahmath does take you to the guy.
Brahma took me where?
Brahmath took you to meet the woman that hired you guys. That's because he.
Wouldn't this be the first time we met?
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
he sees you as probably the most responsible, and he can't find Octavius. Delilah, you come and see.
Because I don't let Azizel out of my sight.
Yeah, no, you just tag along.
I'm sorry. I don't care. Stop fucking crying. God damn it. I'm sorry. Just fuck up your wound. That's how it was supposed to be good for you.
And you?
So, you guys head in, and it's Alicia's at one of the pews. It's a small temple, Azrael. Your own family kept one in service of Drothan as well, the god of death. He managed to mostly just. He's served a bit of a role in your city for the past few years, but regardless. Point being, you know what it's like being in the temple, so you're not disappointed by this one. A bit smaller than one you guys have, but yeah. Delilah, this place is colder than outside for some reason.
I blame the doll.
Oh yeah, Azrael, you came home with like 3 bleeding chest wounds. And she threw a fit.
Why women must be so scary?
Yeah, no, that's why you went by. That's why you went with Brahmath. So,
When you put up a bunch of posters like that, just in case any of them.
Brahmath, you approach the woman. She's bowed her head as the holy symbol.
It's pretty steady as it is there, Jane.
That's okay.
So, Promise, what are you going to say to her?
She looks up. Oh, hmm? Oh, you're back. Where's your friend?
Hour.
Depends on how much you want to.
What you pay for?
Depends on how much you want to just soak. Okay, so yeah, about an hour to really just scrub everything out. So, you managed to get out eventually. To start, managed to event. You're about 30 minutes behind him. Okay, so yeah, promise. Azrael looks to you. And yeah, Azrael, the woman looks to you. And you are?
My name is Azrael. I was assisting these two to deal with the problem.
Well, I don't know her either.
I'm not paying attention to her. I'm looking at all the food on the altar.
There isn't any food on the altar.
What, they don't sacrifice food to this god? So, God of death still eat? You've honestly never seen any Greek myths.
That is Delilah. Let's just ignore it for now.
So, anyways, oh, well, and Azrael, the woman puts out a
So
hand.
he says did he just confess?
My name is Alicia Pryor. I'm a cleric, in this order. And what exactly happened there? Jesus.
We don't fully understand it ourselves. We went through.
Describe it to me. What happened?
Well, we went through the farmhouse, the barn, just about anywhere. We found some sort of giant orb, a greenish orb, and it was. We found the 4 families. Each one of them was withered, and inside of them was some sort of black tentacle of sorts.
It tried to eat my boob.
And she managed to.
It disappeared.
Well, was there a source?
A black orb.
Did you destroy it, or is it still there?
It disappeared.
Huh.
Excuse me? Keep looking over there all fucking night. Why don't you take your burnt fucking face and get the fuck out of here?
She pulls out a small book, just flipping through it.
Before it disappears, though,
I don't know much about that.
she's searching.
And, well, given that I know quite a lot about necromancy, death, anything that pertains to it, the fact that I know nothing about what you just described is troubling. However, I am thankful that you rooted it out.
Does a ship girl have a curfew?
More like just ran it off.
And there's, well,
I'm not explaining myself to you.
and she takes out a small sack, hands it to you, hands it to Promuth. This is for service. Service is rendered. She pulls out a small vial, hands it to you, Azrael. This will help with that problem you've been having. And she gives you an amulet as well. This is a way of saying a favor. I owe you. I thank you for your services, and I wish you the best of travels on your way.
Thank you so much.
All right. You guys leave, or?
There's nothing else to do here, so might as well.
So we done with this town now?
You guys outside, or?
Someplace warmer?
Yes, we leave.
I didn't force you to come on this date, all right? You forced me.
Okay, so you guys are outside. Octavius, you just run into them as they come out of the house.
He got paid.
Gave us a sack. Oh. Oh.
I didn't have to come and hold your ladder.
I got a pendant and a vial for some reason.
We can count it up back at the end.
And we're walking.
You guys head back to the inn. Get a table.
Did you really tell him anger begets greater anger? Oh, yeah.
Right.
I did.
Says. And Promuth counts it out. He sorts them by color. Octavius, you know it well. 5 gold, 20 silver. Total. 5 gold, 20 silver.
Be nice to her, Charlie. You got that.
One gold each for the leftover gold piece.
Anyways, you guys got 250 experience. That's total. So let me real quick. Okay, so each of you get 63 experience from this, plus an additional 30 for putting them to rest.
I don't want to get your hopes up, all right?
So 93 experience.
Ugh.
507 points to go.
All right, so it's a pretty decent hour, morning-ish. You guys want to do anything else, or you want to start making preparations to get out of town?
Delilah is ready to get someplace warmer.
And if we are going to go back home, we're going back deeper inside the mountains where it's colder.
Not by the fire in the front room, it's not.
Who gets the extra gold, anyways? Live further north. Mm-hmm. Feel free to join us.
Do you have your own passports?
I don't. Well, you wouldn't know because you got yours as a gift.
You can always serve as my retainer for now.
I'm not paying him.
And I'm not paying you as much.
You don't pay me, your parents pay me.
Actually, they pay for the damages you always cause.
Basically, but it comes out of my paycheck, which is
Fair.
usually all of my paycheck.
And it comes out of mine, too. I don't even think I get an allowance anymore.
Well, maybe if you stop picking fights with people.
That's you, not me. I'm the one who had to end up stopping the fights before it gets out of hand.
Look, if only they didn't steal things that weren't theirs. It's not my fault I demolished that entire castle. They shouldn't have stole the what? It wasn't that big.
It was a mansion, not a castle.
They all look the same to me. Well, as long as you don't steal from
What are you
Zazel
talking
over
about?
here.
They just called you an idiot, and you went rampant.
No, I'm pretty sure they stole your coin purse.
And a manner. That's what I thought.
I'm confused. She has this confused look on her face.
I'd like to come along.
Feel free.
And why did he say all those mean things to her at the store?
I have my reasons.
Because he was a woman.
Wait, shouldn't we tell the bartender about this too?
I can hear it. And you guys notice you're at the table closest to the bar.
I'm talking about the events that happened in the farm.
It was Sandra, if I remember right.
Sandra was the playful girl.
Oh yeah, no, that different. Sorry.
Names! They strike again!
Tell me,
Oh yeah, I never did give you her name.
hey, what the guy?
She was always just bartender to you guys.
She was always lady with the knife.
I'll miss the music. And your patronage.
Are you sure?
And she looks to Azriel and Delilah for that.
He wasn't even in the country when it happened.
He wanted to come.
So whatever he did,
Hmm.
he didn't do around here. I'm sorry I got choked up.
Oh. They were dead, weren't they?
Must have had a day out.
Totally.
Don't tell me anything else. Just need to know they're dead. I'll spread the word. Well, that's good.
More like it just disappeared.
I don't want to know anything important about it. Just
He is a rapist, though. I'm sure of that.
sorry, my dad got something.
Do, 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 do,
Yeah, it's like
do, 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 do.
Wait, where's the muñeca on all this?
That's funny.
Where's the what? Who the hada?
Oh, yeah, got the doll. She's still up in the room.
Awesome company.
Is my stuff up there?
Yeah, your stuff's up there too.
Fuck. Well, you can't sneak out no more.
I mean, we could always acquire new things.
I don't even have
What
that
do you-
much on me to begin
What
with.
do you mean? I carry all of his stuff.
Do you?
Because I don't want to carry it around town for it to get stolen and more castles get broken.
I don't even have nothing valuable in there except for clothing.
It's the principle of the thing. She stares at you very, very menacingly.
I think
More like she's very territorial. So your things are technically her things. If her things go missing, she gets upset.
Then you should at least remember to bring my pistol along next time then.
Hey. I can't remember to bring everything. At least I remember to bring the clothes this time. Why do you need that loud thing anyway? You got a perfectly good sword right there.
But I don't last long in the fight.
Well, stand behind me.
And how are you going to protect me against all those crows?
The crows were attacking me, sir. They never once went after you.
It attacked everybody in a radius. It's like a volley of arrows.
Or hail.
Did you get hurt? I think not.
He got hit by it before.
The scarecrow. He got hit by the scarecrow. He didn't get hit by the birds.
Yes, he didn't.
Should we pack up then and leave?
Should I put the doll in the luggage?
More likely it's going to be the other way around.
Ooh, piggyback ride. Yay. Yeah, and
No.
When you asked if she's pregnant, Delilah laughed. That's the only thing. That's all you know about her. Yeah, no, but Delilah laughed. Delilah, for you, it's because you're not actually sure if anatomically correct.
Sign on the way.
so what? I think she's a boy.
No, you don't think she has anything down there.
Oh, she's a Ken doll. Okay.
Well, Barbie would be a bit better.
And we're packing. Packing.
Do.
You don't know that.
Most of the times, it just comes to blows between them.
No matter where I go, she always knows where I am.
Just taking a break.
She's got your low jack.
Wasn't that good?
That was very good. That was very, very good.
But wasn't I right? You're upset.
I burst in a room and start packing all of the shit.
Muñeca's just sitting on the bed.
Have you ever seen this sharp object?
All the stuff for Azrael's already packed.
What is it?
It's a series on HBO. I don't know.
I presume we're leaving.
Well, then everything's packed.
Wasn't that the worst movie?
I walk over and I just stand over. How the hell am I supposed to get you in the bag?
I'm still downstairs.
You don't know.
Warforged don't need to breathe, so nothing.
One of them was Ryan.
I'm not willing to risk that.
I shout downstairs. I don't think we have a bag big enough for her.
What is he doing?
She has legs.
Not
Stop
bad.
treating her like an object. We take our stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm putting all the stuff on my back and just look at it. You can walk, and I grab my sleeping bag and then walk out.
All right. Octavius Promise is talking to the bartender and just, well, it'll be a shame to see you go, but you do need to find out more about yourself. Don't worry, I'll make do. Promise goes and just plops down in the chair next to you, Octavius.
Que la veces, que la veces.
She said I can go.
To overcome fear, destroy evil wherever we are.
Alicia asked about where you were. Alicia asked where you were when you went to see her.
It's time they were.
Uh, he just kind of shrugs.
And I'm walking out the door.
It's cold outside, Delilah.
I cinch my jacket up real tight.
Still cold.
Fucking hate this place.
Promise steps outside, shirtless. Get used to it.
Not the same.
Married, you know. Blake Lively and Ryan.
You do you. You head back to the... You head back and find Alicia. She's in the church at one of the pews. No, actually. Okay, roll a stealth check. You get up right behind her, and as you're about to put your hands on her shoulder, you do that, I am slapping you with the book.
Right.
Considering the last time I nearly bludgeoned you with a mace, So, I suppose you're leaving? Well, I might have a proposition for them. Do you know where they are? Wonderful. Long-term employment. I'll explain to them there. I was planning on leaving and making the next, moving to the next part of my pilgrimage soon, anyway. Soon, regardless. Of what manner? Yes, and I know a bard's predisposition. Of what manner?
Sunflowers hinted their go 1888. He painted what he felt, not what he saw.
Partially.
People didn't understand. To them it seemed childlike. They can paint their own.
Do you take her to the inn? Oh, sorry, I was distracted there.
Everyone can be their go. It's so easy. Just follow the simple instructions and
All right, you find the rest of the party. Somehow Delilah and Munique seem to be standing on opposite corners of each other somehow, even though it's the outdoors. Promuth just kind of looks exasperated, and Asriel looks legitimately scared and is hiding behind Promuth.
Oh, I don't have a fear of women. I have a fear of these two.
Glad you could join us, Mrs. Jones. Thought we'd lost you.
Oh, you're back. Is there something she needed?
So, rest of you see Octavius approach with Alicia, the cleric. I don't believe we've met, and she sends a hand out to Munique.
Oh, Jess. Can you make sure
Munique takes it. Munique de Noctis, at your service. Oh, are you related to, not by blood or marriage? I'm a retainer of his. And seeing as how he pauses, I owe his mother a great deal of debt for certain things she's done. As such, I took on the family name so that I might do it justice. Merely formality. I'm off track. Pleasure to meet you. And you are Alicia Pryor. Anyways, I have a proposition for the 5 of you about possible employment. Recently, as in last night, the next part of my pilgrimage became clear. I am needed at the capital, and I was hoping that you might be headed that way. As such, might be able to escort me there. You would be paid well for this job. Unfortunately, the last of the money I had on me, I paid for you to complete the job at the farm. As such, any payment you would receive would be when I am safely delivered to the capital to Drothin's church there.
Everybody loves the capital.
Well, yes, let's go with that. Everyone sure does love the capital. Anyways, let's get moving, shall we? Unless you have any other business here.
I certainly don't.
Well, let us depart. She starts leading the way down through the town to the main roads out of town. That is where we're going to end it for the night. Sorry we weren't able to go the full 4. It's just I need rest.